Yeah, so we live, man. What's up with you?
Not much, man. Just trying to navigate through this pandemic. What's up with you, man?
Man, same here. Same here. Definitely trying to navigate through this pandemic. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, I've constantly been busy. It really shifted a lot of things this year, far
Mhm.
as, one direction, and then like everything else is just absolutely different now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know the feeling, man. Everybody feeling it, man.
Man,
I know
so
the feeling.
so I was looking on your Facebook and I seen that you're in Detroit now.
Yeah, man. In Detroit, man. That's where I'm from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where I'm from, man.
So like what happened? Cause I remember like we both were like in St. Mary's in Maryland at one point in time, and now like you're in Detroit and me, I'm in Kissimmee, Central Florida. So
Oh, that's crazy, man. Well, you the hooper, so you went away. You started hooping, but I was in the military.
okay.
So after Maryland, I went to Bahrain, which is a country right outside of Saudi Arabia for a year.
Mhm.
And then I ended up getting out of the military. And so, now I'm back in Detroit. So that's how I got here.
So the country you were in, where you said
Bahrain.
Bahrain.
Yeah,
Okay.
I never heard of it either before I went there, trust me. So don't feel bad.
How was that?
It was cool, man. It was a completely different experience, man. Because I was in Japan before Maryland.
Okay.
When I went to the Middle East, man, it was a whole, because in America, when you think of the Middle East, you think of bombs going off and you know what I'm saying, like all that TV stuff, and that's not what it was at all, man. It was a predominantly Muslim country.
Mhm.
What it was their primary, man. Like I learned a lot. I learned a lot, man. I learned a lot. The job was cool. The food was all right, man. So it was cool.
That's cool. That's cool. So before I get into GBL, man, I just have some questions for you. Do you have any particular questions for me?
Yeah, man. So what made you want to start, doing these Zoom calls and everything with your motivational speaking and all of that?
Okay, so like pretty much back in Maryland, during that time, I was really trying to save up money to get back in school. So that's where kind of the motivational speaking journey started. But then as I transitioned here in Florida, like I finally made it back to college, finally made it hooping, getting ready to graduate school. And like I wanted to continue this motivational speaking career. So one of a great guy that I ended up finding on Instagram, Andy Ade, ended up hitting me up one day in the DMs, and he's just telling me, like how to really get to the next level. And
Hmm.
at first I'm like, man, this guy's just trying to sell me something. This is crazy. But
Yeah.
like I took action, and in his program, he offers an opportunity to teach you different structures and systems within like marketing your brand and making money. Because really, as a motivational speaker and as a speaker, you necessarily don't make any money if you're just going to these different places, you're speaking, and then they pay you say $1,000, but then you still got to pay the food, gas, hotel, like it's so many different things that you have to, expenses. But what he really taught me was like as a motivational speaker from the business side, like you have to have some type of product that you can offer to people, and then that's how you're able to make income actually being a motivational speaker.
Right.
So within his process, I went through like a 6-week training. I was doing Zoom calls with people from around the world.
Hmm.
And after I finished the 6-week training and, me and him kept in contact, I was like, man, if you tweak like a few things, you can make this even better. So what I did was I hosted my first breakthrough conference, and I
Hmm.
had 9 people show up. So then after the first breakthrough conference, I ended up talking to him again, and then he was like, "Great, let's make this even better. Let's collab. Let's do some great things." So I hosted the second breakthrough conference, and I had over 35 people on one Zoom call, and like it was intense recruiting, man. I had motivational speakers, entrepreneurs, people in real estate, like everybody from around the globe, here on this one Zoom call, talking about like their breakthrough moment and just the success that led to their business. And
Right.
my main
Right.
goal within this quarantine state, this pandemic, is to really like surround myself by positive people and like people that are pushing for success and people that are really trying to get to the next level. Because I feel like you'll be blessed by association. You know, if I'm hanging with great people that are, you know, moving forward in life, you know, like like I say this analogy all the time, like I love my mom to death, but I can't just hang around my mom and be a millionaire. It's a certain extent that she can teach me, you know, within life, but really just surrounding yourself with great people and people that are striving for, you know, major goals and major dreams and, you know, that are successful. I feel like that's what really contributes to, you know, being successful.
Right. Man, hey, man, I'm so happy for you, man. You always had this in you, man. And, you know, for me, knowing you back in Maryland, you know, humble beginnings, man, like this is going to blow, man. This is going to blow, man. And I'm really looking forward to just seeing your progression, man. Honestly, bro, for real.
I appreciate that. And that's another thing Andy all day says. He says, it's not about perfection. It's about progression. It's about constantly doing something. You know what I mean? Like, I tell people straight up, like, I may not be the perfect guy when it comes to writing the emails and the grammar situation or whatever, but like, I'm gonna put my best foot forward and give my best effort every single time, you know, no matter what I do. So it's just about, you know, getting to that next level.
Absolutely, man. I 100% agree, man. 100% agree.
So tell me about GBL, man, and tell the people that may be watching, like, your social media and everything.
Yeah, so the GBL stands for the Gathering Betterment League. It's a nonprofit sports league that's based out of Detroit, Michigan. As of now, you know, we're definitely looking to expand globally, but that's, you know, 5-10-year projection right now. But our league is basically centered around bettering people, you know, bettering the youth. You know, there's a lot of sports league out there right now where you just play basketball, you just show up and you do football, but you don't really get any tangible things outside of the athletics. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you have all of these people gathered somewhere, which is the gathering, like, you can give them more information that they can go home with, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just giving them bits and pieces of sports and, you know what I'm saying, just different things and techniques to use to get better at sports, because you know how hard it is to get to a professional level, you know, in sports. And you got thousands, millions of kids all across the country trying to compete for one spot, you know what I'm saying? But what happens to the rest of those people? And so, like, that's what I'm focused on, you know what I'm saying? Like, those, the ones that get left out, you know, that's not able to get to professional level. Obviously, we want people to go professional, you know what I'm saying? We want people to get to that, you know, max point. But, you know, for the rest of the people, you know, we want to be able to equip them and empower them and give them resources to take them to the next level. Start getting people to think, you know, in middle school, high school, you know, what is it that you want to do? What do you like? Okay, let's start fine-tuning those things that you like. Or you like to draw, you like to paint, you like to, you know, do whatever the case is. You know, we want to be able to empower and equip the youth, you know what I'm saying? And so, and especially in our community, man, a lot of people want those highlight roles, you know, rapper, singer, and all of those are beautiful, man, because a lot of people out here got talent. But sometimes it's not about your talent, you know what I'm saying? You got to be at the right place at the right time. And so we want to also be the platform for those people. You know, we want to be that platform for those who have the talent and have the gifting in those different things to be able to, you know, propel them forward. So it's kind of multi-part, man. We just want to, at the end of the day, we just want to better, you know, the youth, man, better the next generation. And so the Gathering Betterment League is just based off of bettering people, man. That's it.
So was there any particular like age group, or you focusing on them from middle school all the way up to like high school or college, or how does that work?
Yeah, we're focusing up from 5th grade up into high school seniors, or I'm sorry, 5-year-olds to high school seniors.
Okay.
So it's a wide range of people, but we definitely want to hit, you know, when they're young, to build that rapport with them, and so, you know, they will always understand and have that, you know, within them, because it takes a village, you know, to raise a kid, and so we want to be that village, man, and that's all it is, man.
That's awesome. So will this be like a functioning league? You'll be hosting yourself, like you'll be having like your own type of games and sports events, or would they be competing like with an AAU or other programs?
So a mixture of both. So we have a home team, and we'll be rolling that out, you know, eventually. But we have a home team. So as we get all of these people who are, and those are the competitive people, the people who are naturally gifted and they just want to go straight for it, you know. In basketball, football, baseball, all of those things, we want to be able to collect those people and then put them into the positions to where they can compete at a collegiate level or they can compete at a professional level, and take those people. So yes, you know, there's going to be on that way so that we're going to be, you know, collaborating with outside entities to get these, you know, young kids in a, you know, professional environment. But on the other hand, yes, we're going to have our own league, you know, our own 5 to 7 league for baseball or high school senior basketball. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have those different leagues for the different levels and the different talents and, you know, the different groups of people, so that we can teach you something at this age that we probably can't teach you at this age, but we can teach you something at this age we probably can teach you at, you know, that age, and, you know, vice versa. And so our main goal is to give you something. We want to make sure that you leave with something, you know what I'm saying? Not just it was a good basketball game or it was a good sports league. We want to leave it with something.
Yeah, I can definitely testify, you know, myself with just, you know, playing in certain leagues, and then it's just all about basketball. There's no like real ministry or anything, you know, that goes involved with that. So I can definitely understand where you're coming from. And I think that's another element to where, like, personally, I go to Johnson University, Florida, and it's like a Christian school, right? It's a Division II Christian school. But that's another thing that really attracted me to the school, you know, in that environment, was I was able to not just play the game of basketball, but also be able to, you know, put myself in successful situations and also receive the ministry as well, you know, with the education, you know, going hand in hand. So that's really powerful, man. That's really powerful. Another question that I have for you. So what's your connection to Michael Hindley? I seen you guys did a Zoom interview. So how did that happen?
Yeah, so Michael Humley, man, he was a professional athlete overseas. You know, I know him, and so one of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to get involvement with, because of coronavirus, you know, everything had to go to Zoom, and you know, you can't have a Zoom basketball game. You know what I'm saying? And so what we wanted to do was to continue to try to get that outreach and get people, you know, interested, and because we're still in our embryonic stages, you know, we're still in our infancy stages, and so we wanted to still try to attract that attention. So with him, I was like, look, man, there's a lot of people that's trying to see if I want to go to college, or if they're in college, you know, what can I do besides the NBA? Can I go to the G League? Can I go play overseas? And, you know, he was, you know, an overseas athlete, you know, professional. And so I was like, look, man, there's a lot of hungry people out here. You know, they want to hoop, they want to play football, they want to do these things. Talk to them about your experience overseas and some of the tips that you have, you know, for the youth that's coming up who's considering going overseas. And he was like, man, I'd love to do it. And, you know, I thank him for that every day, man. Like, you know, he put himself out there. We had a wonderful conversation, man, and, you know, it was very receptive. You know, a lot of people, you know, reached out and was like, man, this was a good Zoom talk. You know, I definitely want to do more. And so, yeah, man, so that's where we are with that. We're looking at more people too, man. We got a lot of different people who we're not just looking at athletes, we're looking at sports agents. You know, what's the process of going through trying to recruit somebody? Like, you know, what are the things that you all look at? Is it the highlight film? Is it the 2 full games? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the complete package for you? You know what I'm saying? And so, and that gives, you know, some of the kids' mindsets like, all right, I got to make sure I got my ducks in a row. I got to give me a highlight film. I got to give me this. I got to give me that. And, you know, and as the time evolves, you know, we are going to be able to supply people with those highlight films, with those full games. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that when they have interested people in them, we can be like, all right, here you go. Here's your highlight. You know, put it in a zip file, send it over to them, and they send it to the agent. You know what I'm saying? Or we can even be that mediator. So it's so wide open right now, man. There's so many different possibilities that can come from this sports league, and that's what we're looking to get into, man. Just opening all of those doors.
Man, that's powerful. I actually have some free game for you that's really gonna blow your mind when I explain to you about it, because like I kind of went through that same little journey myself. You know, growing up as a kid, I want to go to the University of North Carolina. I want to go to the NBA. But like, you really don't understand like the politics that are involved in really accomplishing those dreams, as well as the certain routes you need to really take to get there. And I feel like even with, I'm not just going to say African American communities, I'm going to say like more far as like less privileged communities, because what also I noticed is you know, some of these athletes that are coming from the smaller communities that may not have as much money to even go to college, or in a situation where they can get a full scholarship, you know, they'll either end up going to college and then, you know, be in a whole rack of debt, or they'll end up making it pro and then going back to being in that less advantaged situation because of, like you said, like it's not just about basketball, it's about like the extra mentorship that they really need to when they get there to be able to stay there, you know. So
Right.
that's another huge thing that that people need to focus on as well, because like you say, man, like Allen Iverson, for example, you know, go pro, you know, and then like now you don't have as much money as you did, you know, because you didn't manage that in the right way.
Mhm.
So yeah, a lot of people really don't understand those politics behind that, and I would love to share with you, man.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing that we want to teach is financial stability,
Mm-hmm.
financial freedom. That's for the people who are going to go professional. You know, if we don't hone in on anything, that's one of the main things that we want to hone in on is how do you manage your finances, because you're going to get this lump sum check of however much, or you may get, you know, an annuity. Who knows? I don't know how it's set up in professional world, but you're going to get a lot of money at one time. How can you invest that money while still buying your mama a house? You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to get a lot of money. You're able to still do that thing. You work this hard to do that. You know what I'm saying? And so you want to be able to do those things, but how can you do those things while simultaneously saving and investing so that you can get to a point where if you had $1 million, you don't flip it into $10 million. You know what I'm saying? And there's several ways to do that, especially when you get to that amount of money. It can definitely happen quick. And so I have I'm in school right now for my master's in finance. And so that's where a lot of my drive is coming from with this league, is like teaching, like you're saying, the less privileged community, which is predominantly, our community, to how can they effectively manage their money? Like, for us, we've been doing a lot with a little for a long time. How can we
Yeah.
change that a little to a lot, at this point?
Mm-hmm.
And so, there's a lot of resources out there, man. There's a lot of skill out there. There's a lot of people out there that are just pumping money into a lot of different things, man. And so we definitely want to be those people, or that organization that helps people grow financially, because at the end of the day, you can have all these dreams and ambitions and stuff like that, but if you don't have the resources to do it, it's just a dream at that point. It's not actually a goal. And
Mm-hmm.
so, we want to be that bridge between dreams and goals.
And in the beginning, I asked you, like, were you in the AAU circuit? Because that's what I seen. Because last year, I worked at Disney Worldwide of Sports, and I spent the whole summer observing the national championship AAU basketball games and these parents. And it's kind of sad because these parents are paying like $75 just for parking and just to get in the building, and then they're paying like $10 to $20 just for food. But like far as the whole package of even getting to that level, they're paying hotel accommodations, they're paying like so much money, just given to the AAU system just to be at the tournament. And like there's no college scouts there,
Mm-hmm.
there's no exposure there, so like nobody knows the
Great
kid.
game. Yeah,
Yeah.
just a great nice game. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the kid could have dropped 20 but nobody knows about it, you know what I'm saying? So like
Right.
really closely observing that situation as well. I'm gonna give you some free game, man. This really took my mind to the next level. Like this here is like what I've been focusing on, like becoming a webmaster. How do you
Mm-hmm.
become a webmaster and really being able to master media? And there's three areas, right? You have print. When I say print, like newspapers, articles, like what are other people saying about you? And then you have like audio, like what are you listening to on the radio? This is how these artists are blowing up, because they end up getting in the news about a situation and their songs playing as soon as you turn your car on. And then you also
Mm-hmm.
have visual, like, oh my God, I'm looking on Instagram, I constantly see this person's picture. Like, who is this person? So for example, like the Ball family, through social media and those aspects, mastering that, they kind of build their own platform to where their presence was so like magnetized. You know, that's how it's so easy to transition into all those other categories, because you fit that category, you know. So also too, the work ethic as well. I've been, you know, studying Kobe a lot, man, and like the work ethic, you got to have that work ethic to even get there. But yeah, those three ways really stuck out to me. And my cousin on social media has over like 40 some thousand followers, and he was the one that really poured that into me and taught me that. And what happened is, right, there is a way that you can pay a certain amount of money, right, and get your brand publicized, right? And say, for example, I wanted it in like a global news platform, right? I can pay for 3 public news articles to be surfaced amongst the web news. So now when somebody types your name, it automatically pops up within Google, and that Google creates a verification to where then you can go on Google and verify that information is you. So like, now I understand within certain celebrities, they're able to, like, with a celebrity and paparazzi, it kind of go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, a celebrity is doing their normal life, but there's always somebody taking pictures or recording, or really, like, you know, observing this type of person, and what are they doing? They're developing that news for them to really grow. And I say this to say, like, within the youth community alone, like, parents always want to put their child in programs, but they don't really focus on the exposure part. Actually, if like this kid really has a dream of getting to the NBA or getting to that Division I college, what type of exposure is this kid able to receive in order to really get that global notification, like global, you know, notification, like they know who this person is. So that's something I've really been focusing on lately. And I can only imagine, like, say if a person is making 100,000 in a business, and then they got like a $10,000 profit to pour back into their company, you know, they can publish as many articles as want, publish as many news as they want, post as many, you know, quality videos as they want. And that really creates that brand of what the world sees, you know, you as. So yeah, man, webmastering is really, I know it's a lot, but that's been something I've been really focusing on.
That's some good information. And because you're recording this, I'm gonna go back and take notes.
Yeah, definitely. And you even see it in politics, man. Like, it's always been there, but like we haven't even really discovered it, because like when you turn on the news, they always tell you something you want to hear, or something about something that they want you to think about or want you to see, you know. And this is really an opportunity to really take control of who you really want to be, you know, within the media, because it's so important, you know. So it's really something to think of.
Yeah, it's the narrative, man. It's the narrative that we have to control, that we have to be able to say for ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I definitely get what you're saying, man. I definitely get what you're saying, because even going further, advertisements is like the main name. Like in 2020 right now, when it comes to business and marketing, it's like you have to have that great advertisement. What sets you apart from another company that's doing the same exact thing from you? You know, it's how you advertise, it's how you market, it's how you pull your customers in. You know, when I was studying, you know, McDonald's and Burger King, it was like, what's the difference between McDonald's and Burger King? You know, you got McDonald's, I'm loving it, and then you got Burger King, have it your way. You know what I'm saying? And so they both had their like the McDonald's, Ronald McDonald, he had the Burger King King. You know, a lot of these different companies have these advertisement schemes, and it's like, how can I, you know, even with the GBL, you know how many nonprofit sports leagues there are out there? What's going to make, you know, the GBL different from other leagues, and what's going to be able to draw people in? You know what I'm saying? And that's the main thing, man. Like, trying to figure out as a company, even now during the coronavirus, because it's hard right now. Like, how can I keep my engagement if my platform is primarily event-based platform? I can't have events. I can't get ticket sales. I can't have vendors, you know, selling their pies or selling their shirts or whatever at my event. So how can I, you know, move forward with that? And then, you know, you got to find different ways to be creative, you know, during this time. And so with me learning those things, that's exactly why I'm starting this league, because through sports, you can have a wide range. Like, we can have a youth. Well, actually, this is what we're going to do. Once we start having basketball games, football games, or whatever the case is, we're going to have the youth doing interviews. Like how me and you are doing, they're going to go to them. So what did you think about the game? And then, 14-year-old kid going to be like, oh, we played good. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to get people so engaged. And next thing you know, the kid who wanted to go to the NBA now is in journalism. You know what I'm saying? Because he really loved interviewing people. He really loved writing things down. He really loved taking notes and gathering a whole bunch of information and putting out the blog out there. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can be behind the camera. They like editing video. You know what I'm saying? They were good at throwing the football, but they actually like editing video. So there's so many different things that we can use, but it goes back to how am I able to market it to where this league is better than this league. And it's not even like being better. It's about being more efficient, be more effective. Because we want to play basketball. Anybody can throw together a basketball game. People gonna hoop. People go to the court and hoop. You know what I'm saying? With 9 people, one team got 5, one team got 4. It don't have to be efficient, but we want to make the experience as a whole effective. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so, like, I 100% understand what you're saying, man. Like I said, I'm about to go back and make sure I write down these notes.
Yeah, man, definitely. Even within the like motivational speaking realm, and I've been working with these different entrepreneurs, and yeah, man, like they're really like, if they're having the money to control the narrative, so it just makes it so much easier for them to get in these certain doors and have these certain opportunities. Because even as a young man, like, what does it say when I Google your name? Like, who are you? You may be good, but I don't know you, so I can't give you an opportunity. So
right.
Definitely, man. And the thing that's gonna take your business to the next level, I can already see it, is like you said, it's not just sport, it's education as well. And I believe with you being able to pour that in ministry back into these guys' lives, even I can imagine from 8 to 18, and then 19, either making it to the league or getting ready to start my life or college or something like that. People are going to be really, really blessed by that. So I can really see that taking off, man. And you have the sport, and I know with that education there is going to really help them, propel their life.
No, I appreciate it, man. That's my prayer, man.
Yeah, definitely. So another question that I do ask everybody that was at the Breakthrough Conference, and people that I work with. So what's like your personal breakthrough moment?
Man, I think my personal breakthrough moment is when I was in Maryland. That summer of 2017 is when my life kind of shifted forever. And I believe it started with a prophecy. I had never heard the prophetic before. I've heard of prophets, but I never really heard of it. And this is back when I first got with my wife. We were just started dating, and I just got back from. Well, I didn't just get back from Okinawa, but I was in Japan for a year, 2015, 2016. I got to Maryland. 2017 is when I actually started. Everything just started to make sense to me. Or begin to make sense. I won't say everything makes sense. And an interesting thing happened, man. I was battling back and forth with what am I going to do in life? I'm in the military. I got a new relationship that I really want to make work. How do I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And so I remember me and my then girlfriend, but now wife, we went to Vegas, and I took her to a trip in Vegas. I have family that stayed there. And so we hung out with my family, we hung out in Vegas, and I got back to Maryland. And I was like, all right, I need to buckle down and figure out how I'm about to do this. So I got serious with my relationship with God. Mm. And 2016, I lived my whole life, man, like doing everything that I imagined, And so 2017, I was like, man, I can't live this life at, and that was 3 years ago. So I was 23 years old, and I'm thinking like, I can't live this life like this, my whole life, because I'm gonna get burnt out. And so, but I was really in love with my wife. And so that moment, that pivotal moment of what can I do with this blessing that I have right here? I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to do everything right. And so I began to go to study more in the Word, and I began to go to church more, even though church isn't like unequivocally the answer, but it's definitely a way. It's a platform. It's a trampoline. And so I went to this service like up the road, with pastor and everybody. And there was this guy there, and I don't know if he was a prophet, but he was prophesying at everybody. And he got to me, and this is around the time where I'm like, my trajectory is I want to have generational wealth. I want to be able to use my knowledge to help people. I want to be able to do a lot of different things. And so he said, "Hey man, you're a thinker. You're a thinker." He's like, everybody worries about issues, but you don't even worry about it because you're such a thinker. And then he says, I don't know what it is, but I see a lot of suits. I see millionaires coming to you for advice, asking you for advice. And I was just like, who is this guy? And at the time, I was trying to be a DJ and a producer, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, millionaires are coming to me for the beats, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I thought it was. And then as time goes on, and I'm starting to like really come into who I am, I'm starting thinking like, oh man, like, no, he's thinking more, a whole level than I am, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that what I got now, like, okay, suits, maybe I can go wear suits at the Black Caucus. Like, no, he's talking about something completely different. And so once I had that breakthrough in my mind, that's where it started. That breakthrough in my mind, it was nothing but up from there, man. And from there is in 2017 is when I formatted this league.
Wow.
It was called the Gathering Basketball League at that point. The Gathering Basketball Association, the GBA. That's what it was at one point. But I was like, I don't want it to limit it to just basketball. I don't want to limit it to just being like another sports league where people just come to play basketball. I want to branch it out to a lot of people. And so from that moment in that service, had he not showed me higher, bigger than what I'm looking at, because I'm only looking at my platform. I'm only looking at what I have in front of me. I'm in the military, so I can see how he could say, people come to me for advice. I can see these things, but he's at a whole different level. And so I'm like, okay, because the Lord sent the word that's higher than what I was thinking, I have to start thinking higher. I have to start thinking bigger for myself. And I have to start making me a vision. The Bible says without a vision, the people perish. So I had to start really visualizing myself, higher than what I was looking at. You know what I'm saying? And then now I'm striving, to get, it's not necessarily I'm striving to get to a certain point, because you'll never get to a certain point, but you're striving to, bring that vision that you have into fruition. And so that pivotal point and what he said, and then my mind shift from there, it was just like, it was nothing but up from there, man.
Wow, that's amazing, man. And also too, you said you were married. When's your anniversary?
We got married December 30th, 2018.
Wow. Yeah, me and LaShawn, we got married July 13th. Yep, July 13th, 2018 too.
Congratulations on that. I said congratulations on Facebook, but congratulations to your face, man. I'm so happy for y'all, man.
Yeah, congratulations to you, man.
Eventually it's gonna come, but we love seeing them, man. We love seeing, young couples like y'all, man, just doing it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all are doing it, man. Goals. Y'all are relationship goals, man.
Man, trust me, it was a huge struggle, man. Like, God got us through. That's the only way. Like, when we moved to Orlando, man, we didn't know anybody. Like, we didn't have really no place to stay. Like, bro, we lived in Airbnb for roughly like 3 months, and then got a bedroom in a house for a year. And then now we're able to get our own place within about to be a year this August. Yeah, so
congratulations, man.
It was a struggle, man.
Married life is definitely hard, but with me and my wife, I went to Bahrain for a year, so we had to figure out how to make that work. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of different dynamics to a lot of different relationships, but what I can say is that if I had any person to go through that struggle with during the struggle stages, my wife is going to be my number one partner. You know what I'm saying? And just like with you, man, like if you find somebody that's, can stick with you through the now, once you get to that level, man, it's like whatever you want from here. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want from here.
Yeah, man, I definitely understand. I'm so happy for you, man, for real. Like, I remember us then, and then like now being able to speak to
Right,
you. You know, you're married, you're in
right.
Detroit. You know, you got your thing going and stuff, man. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, the last time I seen you, I think you was beating me in a horse.
Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up,
You
hold
was
up. Where was
killing me
we
a
at?
horse. We were at the drill hall.
Okay, okay, okay.
And we played horse, and just some of the shots he was making, I'm like, how is this dude? How is this dude doing this, man? But yeah,
Oh,
you were killing me in horse. Man.
wow, that's crazy. Yeah, the other day I was looking at that picture where I guess Pastor Barber he had an event outside the square, and it was like me, you, Pastor Barber, my wife,
Yeah,
and we just took a picture, and I was just like, wow, man, like time has gone by so fast.
3 years, man. Believe that. It was war cry. Yeah, three
Yeah.
years, man.
And
That's
so
crazy.
much has changed too, man. Just the growth, man. It's just amazing. Like the sky's
Yeah,
the limit.
I know, man. Your hair got longer.
Yeah, bro, doing Dre.
Hey, I started my life journey, but had to cancel it.
Oh man, I seen in the other. What happened? What happened?
Um, um, so my hair, like, it has different textures everywhere, right? Like the
Okay.
top of my hair is completely different from the back of my hair, right?
Wow.
And so what happened was I was like, oh man, I'm gonna just get the top, locked up, right?
Uh-huh.
Rock it with the top. And so my wife did it, and she did it perfect. Like I loved it, and
Yeah.
that's when I was on my journey. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna keep this. And so I went to go get it professionally retwisted. Um, and when I got it retwisted, I just didn't like it at all, man. It looked like spaghetti strings was in my head, man. Yeah, it was because like my hair is like
Yeah.
a lot longer than what it is, but it's also thin. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why my
Okay.
hair is so thin. And so what my wife did was she, twisted it to where it was thick. It
Mm-hmm.
was like the thick locks. But then she came and she combed it all the way down, and it was like down to here.
Mm.
Like it was all the way down here to like my beard, and she would like lock it up from there, like do like the roll or whatever, and it just looked like spaghetti.
Oh,
And I was like,
yeah.
I ain't about to have no
Yeah.
spaghetti locks like that, man. So
Yeah, man. Don't give up though. I mean, if you do, it's on you. But I
no,
went through the
I'm
rough
definitely about to
stages.
get them back, man. I'm definitely about to get them back. My wife didn't like it. She likes this hairstyle on me better because I don't know, but she liked the locks how I originally had
Yeah.
it. But when I got the other locks, me and her just looking at me was like, nah, this ain't it.
Yeah, she probably did like a coil. If she started from the bottom, yeah, because my
Mhm.
aunt, is a beautician and stuff like that. So she probably did like if she started from the bottom, the coil, but like normally you got
Yeah,
to start from the top and go
yeah,
from
yeah.
there.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you have any more questions for me or anything?
Yeah, when's your next event? When's your next
So,
speaking engagement?
yeah. So my next event right now is going to be on July 19th. It's going to be from 6 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. And this event, I'm really trying to do it big. Like the primary goal was to bring people together in a room to be able to share their ideas and discuss, and also have Andy all day come in and have an opportunity, for people to invest that are looking to gain some of the knowledge that he has. But overall, the primary objective is to really give people a different perspective on how like entrepreneurs and motivational speakers need to conduct themselves within business within COVID-19.
Hmm.
And I had people from like Atlanta, people from Louisiana, people from New York, guy from Puerto Rico, people from Orlando, people from Maryland. So people kind of from all over the world, in California, like all over the world in this Zoom call, and you get different perspectives. You understand who's doing what and what business.
Hmm.
So yeah, man, I would love to have you on to be able to pitch your idea to everybody if you're available that day. And if not, I'll be doing another one August 2nd.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's set it up.
Okay. So it's two types of people that'll be on. So I'll have a panelist, and a panelist is a person that will be actually speaking. Because my goal is first my goal for the second event was only 20 people. Somehow we
Hmm.
got 35 people. So what happened was we noticed that as a panelist, people invited other people that wanted to, you know, come and listen on just to get some education, some information. So my goal as a panelist will the rep, like far as the spot for the panelists, they'll be able to invite 3 other people. So in order to speak, if there's 3 other people that just want to listen in and support you, or hear somebody else's story, or hear somebody else's breakthrough moment, then you'll invite 3 other people. And then if 25 people invite 3 other people, then we have over 100 people on this call. So for example, as I said before, like motivational speakers, if anybody had a product or service that they wanted to offer the 100 people on call that could be beneficial to their life, that's a way for them to get that out as well. And then if they had any questions for anybody within any industry, they could ask them directly, and then also get their email like information and contacts. And, you know, like that's how you build your network. You got to surround yourself with definitely great people. So I have your email address. I'll go ahead and forward you that over, and then we could get started from there. Like I'll need a headshot of you. I'll make your own flyer and stuff so you'll be able to post it. And but it'll be an honor to have you on, man.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. I'm definitely willing to do it. Let's set it up, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. It's free, so you don't have to pay anything. Like I said before, Andy all day will have like an opportunity to invest in his program that he's offering. But other than that, it'll be just raw networking and kind of understanding other people's perspective in their breakthrough moments as well.
That'll be cool, man. That'll be real dope.
Yeah. So, was there any other questions or anything, man, before I end this live? I don't want to hold you too long.
Yeah, man. Let me just give everybody my handles. So Instagram, it's the.gbl. Facebook, it's the Gathering Betterment League, and on YouTube, it's also the Gathering Betterment League. So for everybody out there, you know, follow us, stay up to date with us. We're definitely going to start coming out with a lot more as states are getting ready to beginning to open. We're going to be doing things in accordance with, you know, the CDC and the WHO until July 2021, because, you know, the president just pulled out of the WHO in the middle of a pandemic. And so, just stay tuned for more.
Definitely. And for all my people at home, this guy, my man Rodney from Detroit, man, he's going to shift the culture of Detroit with his program. So please stay in touch with him. And if you need any more information from me, you know, www.TheGreat32t.com. Let's connect. And for all my listeners at home, I hope you're able to receive some value or something that you could take from this conversation to help pour into your life. It's the Great 32T, man. One love. You got any last remarks, Rodney?
I'm looking forward to seeing you below, man.
Hey, man, let's do it. I'll also send you some more information via email, and we'll connect. And man, let's keep growing, man. Like I'm so happy to see where you are now in your life, and I know God has so much more for you, man. So I'm here and I'm happy for you. And hey, whatever we can do. I remember in the beginning we had a dynamic dominion.
Right. We had a lot of different ideas, man. We did the harvest. You know, remember the harvest?
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, man. You know, and so now it's real deal now. You know, it's
real deal.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely keep in contact with you. I'll be sending you an email after this video. And man, I look forward to seeing you soon.
For sure, man. You too. God bless you and your wife, man.
I appreciate that. God bless.
All right.
All right.